As Jamaica braces for the first major hurricane of the season, concerns are heightening in sections of St. Thomas and St. Andrew about flooding. The residents' fears are exacerbated by the ongoing construction of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement, SCHIP, which they say will amplify the already severe inundation they usually experience. Our reporter Natalia Clarke also visited that low-lying area today.
You know how they usually say there's a calm before the storm? That's the atmosphere here in 7 Miles Bull Bay. I'm at this property called the Big Yard, which comprises of about 7, probably 8 houses. And they're very concerned about Beryl arriving tomorrow as a Category 5, probably Category 4 hurricane. As you can see, they are in very close proximity to the sea. Several occupants of the yard described to CVM News how when it rains, the waves swell dangerously, and so the impending hurricane, accompanied by its turbulent wind, is bound to cause a significant damage.
When the waves them arrive, we don't see the house them. The yard is just like the seabed. It is very dangerous. Right now, how I feel through that storm, I'm really sick. I feel very sick. But I depend on Jesus, because through the storm, He's with me.
While most of the people we interacted with refused to speak on record, the general consensus was that people are preparing to spend thousands to repair their homes and properties.
We have to buy back things to patch up, because sometimes the house lean. Or see that storm I walk home, I depend on it to lean. Always lean. Lean down. And at the bottom eat out. Side is them eat out, so we have to use stone and pack them back. And cement and stuff like that to build back the foundation.
Their troubles have worsened with the new highway, which has turned their property into a basin, removing the slight buffer they once had.
And normally for hurricanes, we normally remove stuff from the houses behind that are closer to the water and take whatever item they have in there, put it up closer. The water would normally come in and then it would go back, come to up all the way up to the road, and then it would go back to the sea. But now, since the road construction, the road have been elevated and now we are in a basin, so we are expecting flooding waters.
And over on Morales Drive, which borders St. Andrew and St. Thomas, one family is still very concerned about Beryl, as their home has been compromised by the structure of the highway. Their home is basically crumbling above the new highway, which is something CVM has been featuring for the past few months.
The prediction for me, all I used to is I'm going to crumble, to be honest, because like I said, I do it by myself, and I'm not a professional contractor or a builder at all. I just do it makeshift for the time being, to the fact that I try to protect the house. Yeah, and underneath it is clay. It's clay soil, so it's just cement and sand, not even in gravel. So I'm pretty sure that as the rain starts, it's going to crumble, and the front room, it already break apart. So I have some Dell prediction that the front room probably be damaged. Hopefully it don't. But my parents predicted probably the whole front part probably break off.
Trevin Deere says not only are cracks already visible in the armature reinforcement he added around the home, but there are cracks along the house. He's looking to relocate his family of 5 before Jamaica starts feeling the effect of Hurricane Beryl.
Extremely concerned to the fact that the magnitude of the storm is a heavy one, and the fact that the house is still in a risky state in terms of the soil and the edges at the front, and the fact that there are still damages that have been facing since the highway production. So definitely is a major concern.
Will you guys be staying here?
Well, I have to stay because of valuable documents along with valuable stuff inside, but I'm not going to get my family elsewhere. Yeah? Probably I'll pay for a motel, or if they want to go to shelter, them feel comfortable, them take them there. Yeah?
Mark, another resident in the vicinity, says among his concerns is land slippage.
I've already buttoned up and stuff like that, and so the other concern I have is pertaining to the land slippage. Just that, and because our area is vulnerable to water, yes, to rain and stuff like that. So land slippage is just the main thing, Yes, and power outage and stuff like that, because, we're dependent on that, because without electricity and stuff like that, it's going to be difficult for us to carry through.
Director of the Meteorological Services branch, Evan Thompson, says the areas that will be severely impacted are along the island's south coast.
That the activity would come up along our southern coastline if the center of the system moves off our coast to the south. Therefore, any inlet, any bay along the southern coastline is at risk of storm surge flooding. So similar kinds of activity that have occurred in Caribbean Estate in the past with Hurricane Ivan, I believe it was, and then also in Portland Cottage in Clarendon, those communities and all other communities along the south coast would be at particular threat of storm surge.
Natalia Clarke, CVM News.